VidGamesFTW.
We did it!
Again!
I've done it!
I haven't really even been paying attention to the gameplay in the past few parts.
Good job. I mean,
Because
you're not missing much, but anyway.
Well, no, because I've been invested in what we've been talking about. Yeah.
There's only one more thing we want to point out about this whole saga of Korra Avatar talk, and what I have to say about it doesn't even relate to Avatar. But what were you gonna say? Is there anything last minute you wanted to talk about? Because that end slate was magnificent in the last episode.
It's just that I liked Korra for what it was, but I'm so disappointed that it could have easily been so much better than Last Airbender if they actually went with some stuff. And the thing is,
like, committed to certain things.
But with certain things, it was like, if you know anything about like the backstory of what happened, like behind the scenes, you would kind of understand certain things, what was going on, because they had a lot of studio interference. Especially because, like, with the first season, they just wanted to do, like, they wanted to do more with it, but the studio was just, I think it was under Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network was doing a lot of stupid fucking shit. And there was a lot of studio meddling with the show.
Yeah.
That kind of just really fucked over that show so bad. So I understand a little bit what was kind of going on, but still, there was a lot of disappointing things that happened with that show. And it's with Nickelodeon now, because Nickelodeon back in the day was not as bad as or any of the cartoon shows now.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network and all that stuff, they're just fucking idiotic now. And they're just being so fucking stupid.
Why would you give me... Okay.
Like, I don't get why they're operating like this. It seems to be a lot more detrimental to operating this way. Instead of producing quality shows and all that, they greenlight stupid shit.
I'm right there. Collect him. Get him. Oh my god.
They're just doing stupid shit now.
Yeah.
And it's just fucking... It's sad. It's legitimately very sad what they're doing. Because I remember shows back in the day, like, no, they were a lot smarter. They were just much better done.
See, it's because of the times.
Now.
It's because of how the times changed too. What we perceive as humor is just like the lowest common denominator at this point. Because what used to be cleverly written humor, like, look at SpongeBob. I'm always going to bring up SpongeBob when we talk about cartoons and how they've changed. That or Simpsons, but at this point, for kids, children's cartoons, SpongeBob definitely takes the cake. It used to be so cleverly written. The humor was so funny to the point of just not even what was going on with what was happening. It was just more of how it was done, how it was handled, how it was written. This motherfucker is ugly as shit, and I don't care. But that random kind of humor, like, it's mainly... Did the game just crash?
Oh my god.
Did the game just...
I think you skipped it too much. To the point where it fucking crashed.
The game crashed.
Well, more technical difficulties!
Okay, we're back. Jesus fucking... Okay, so, what else? Cartoons. I was made at the SpongeBob point. Okay, so... They were so intricately, crafted, the way the jokes were and all of that. And yes, it had random humor, but the way it's changed now is... Oh, wow, we're exactly where we were before. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay, that's
awesome.
Not even that bad. Okay.
There we go. And now, there. Okay, it did not cut to this part. Okay. There we go. Okay, so anyway, that random humor now, which is found in a lot of things nowadays, not just cartoons and whatever, how we've got with the times, lol, let's make up funny, dumb jokes, and it's like, that's been its humor for the longest time. Like most things, humor is kind of that now, and it's not funny.
It's not
trying to be relatable to the to the now generation.
I feel like the now generation is just kind of getting screwed over in some way.
And because we're adults now, it's like that. This is our generation's style of humor, and It's caught on to a bunch of other people too, but it's not
there's a
good
point to
humor.
it. It's not really that great of humor.
Cruncher, that's just a fucking one-eyed, what's his name? Chompy. Why did you need an introduction to that?
It's kind of just like the problem with like the satiring movie satires.
Yeah.
And this was like before our time, like you know, with like great ones like Spaceballs, Men in Tights. Like, you know, Mel Brooks comedies. Those comedies used to be so fucking good. But then Scary Movie happened. And Scary Movie had that kind of random referential humor, which they just mentioned reference.
It seems like everything
to be
is just
funny.
that now.
And then, and it just became that, and then...
The fuck? Legendary Treasure. Okay.
And it just died. They killed it. They killed movie parodies to where now it has to be on the internet. And then a lot of internet stuff was like that as well, with like a lot of references to stuff for their comedy. Hell, even like with like Little Karibo's Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series.
Yeah.
They do like a lot of referential humor, but they have, like, recently they have acknowledged it, especially with like the characters Rex and Weevil. If you haven't seen that, like, they obviously do a parody of, with those characters, that for the funny thing, they just parody Beavis and Butthead with those characters.
Yeah.
But then in the recent episodes, what made it kind of hilarious is that they kind of changed it up a little bit. It's like, we're tired of being these references now. It's like, no, I like the joke where they are Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
And now, like, it's just like, that's what they were.
Because things get typecasted now, and it's so like, this is how it is now. It can't change. It's formulaic, and the humor is not funny.
And even with, like, movies now. Like, movies are fucking formulaic. All that shit now.
If anything, it's like, this is what a superhero movie is. This is what, you know, a comedy is.
Oh my god, I remember
this
seeing,
is what cartoons are now.
Spider-Man Homecoming, and
I am not going to watch that film.
It was very formulaic. Oh my god. Well, I went with my ex
to
see it, and then she made a joke. It was like, oh my god, this secondary character is like Marcello. And all that shit.
The fuck?
Because, like, he was like well, he was an Asian, he was a fat Asian nerd.
A fat Asian nerd, that's me.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so I'm no longer Mexican. I'm a fat Asian nerd.
No, but she made fun of it because, because he was a fat nerd and all that stuff, and basically you're the fat nerd. Sure. And then, like, oh, I'm Spider-Man. I'm the cute one. It's like, okay, fine, whatever.
Okay.
This is my ex, so it's like whatever.
Well, no, but just even how the characters are, it's like, okay.
But it's just like, yeah, it's just like the characters were like, you know how Marvel movies are. Like, they're all formulaic, and everything has to be a part of a universe now.
Yeah, I hate that. As I'm saying, we just adapted to this point where now we don't like change.
And I think that's
even
just
when it
with
does
everybody.
Change,
that's with everybody. Nobody likes change.
Even when there is change, it's half-assed, and it's not.
It's like half-assed change, and really,
for the most part, like I don't want to say that everything is like that. We still have some diamonds in the rough that are really good, whether it's an adaptation or if it's a whatever. Like, I was super impressed. With was that what I needed to do? Was that my overall goal here? No, it wasn't. I was really impressed with Blue Sky that they were able to make that Peanuts film, because everyone thought Blue Sky is the one who made Ice Age, and if you know my thoughts about Ice Age, it so went downhill. That series sucks at this point. The first 2 movies are good, everything else is shit. Don't see 3, 4, or 5. Anyway, but
I wouldn't even argue. Don't even see 2.
Oh no,
I did not like 2.
I liked 2. I thought it was pretty cool. Cool. I couldn't decide which one I wanted to say.
No,
it was okay.
I did not like 2. I just don't like 2 at all. It's just kind of more of a pointless movie. It's like, oh, let's give Manny a love interest now.
That's not what I focus on. I focus on the jokes and everything, and their journey. That's what I like about it.
But I don't like that. It's like, why does everything need like a love interest and all that shit?
Yeah, I know. But unless you do it cleverly like Avatar did, then there's no point.
Unless you do it cleverly, or just it's not like a main point.
Because again, it's typecasted. This is a love story. This is what
you have to have, like, good chemistry between the characters, where we actually, like, yeah, those characters would actually work together. But that's just why, and this kind of goes into like something that anime does a lot. They're like, you know what, shipping culture? I fucking hate shipping culture.
Yeah.
I really don't, unless it makes sense. like with this is something that we can kind of relate to, like with Ruby, because I've been seeing a lot. I've been watching Ruby recently, because like it's a new season a lot, and I don't like what they do with like the shipping. It's like, oh, let's
well, that's just the fan base, though.
That's the fan base, and I don't like that.
While Rooster Teeth acknowledges it, they like to crack jokes every so often about it, but they don't ever focus. That's romance has still not the biggest focus it's ever been was John and Pyrrha, and if you've seen the show, you know where that went. So that's as much as they've ever gave focus on romance in that show, and that's why I'm glad that that's not the focus. That's not what you're meant to focus on in this show. You're focusing on the character development, the action, and the story, the backstory of how certain things came to be. Certain characters that have been established since the beginning are still shrouded in mystery. Like, isn't that intriguing? You want to know more about them. That's what I like about Ruby, is that they get it. They're independently funded. They fucking get it. They're not tied to any. If they signed on with some fucking company, they would. There'd be so much executive meddling. They would. This is what the test group's like. This is what the fucking. It's like the charts guys from fucking Nostalgia Critic. Their sole purpose is to be what companies do a lot of in today's age. This is what they want. We know that this is what the chart says, and the fucking test focus groups say, and it's like that's not all what it's about. That can help to a certain extent, but when you solely go on that and that alone. It's not. There's a right brain of thinking and a left brain of thinking. We all know this. The creative side and the analytical side. For people, companies work the exact same way, and people don't stop to think about that. And it funny enough, comes back to this. It all comes back to the bookend for Skylanders, because there's the whole, how can we make money off this? Let's sell the kids the toys and all of that stuff. But look at the game. Look at the game is so bland. It's like you didn't focus on the creative side of it.
Obviously, this was not a passion project.
No
one really wanted to work
made you money, not what
saying like I want to create this world. Basically, this was just a paycheck to them.
Yes, you focus on what made you the money, not on how can the kids actually get invested in what's going on with them playing a video game.
No, I wouldn't really care if they actually took the time to invest into this world, but that wasn't their main objective here. Their objective was purely, let's make some money by selling it to stupid kids and get them to buy the toys and to make money on this shit.
Because at this point, for me, it's not even the kids. I have internet friends who love this shit, and it's really hard to get them not to you shouldn't like this, because of course they're gonna. You can't help what you like. Whatever. I don't care. It's just that when it comes to me trying to tell my points about why I don't like this series, they don't see it, or if they do, they really try to deny it. Well, no, fuck you, you're wrong. Not they say fuck you to me, but it's like, but you're wrong. You can't, no, you have to think of it this way. It's like, I've thought about it all fucking ways. I've had 7 years to think about this shit. I know why I don't like this franchise. There's multiple reasons. And when you cut Spyro out of it, it's still not a very well-crafted game at all. It's not well-crafted. It's barely even fucking crafted. It's so bland, controlled, expected. You know what you're getting when you play this. I'm gonna fight some guys, and the humor is gonna be very, that random humor, or that very dated humor. We've got hashtags now. That's a thing.
I don't get why hashtags became fucking popular.
It's stupid.
I don't even fucking use hashtags. I still don't even know what the fuck
I'm gonna tell you.
Hashtag means.
I'm gonna tell you. It started with something pretty useful, sort of.
Is it just a way to find information faster about certain things?
It's a Twitter thing. So if you use the hashtag for something important and not stupid, then you can bring up all the people who use that. So you can, if you're doing like an online competition for something, which could be cool if you want to do that kind of thing, then it's like, okay, to find your stuff and to see who says what about whatever, use the hashtag so we can find you. That's what it was supposed to be about. But people just say, hashtag whatever.
Hashtag getting fucked over.
Yeah, and it's like and somehow some jackass thought that equated to humor. So now in a lot of these kid stuff that can't think of good original shit to make funny, they just say hashtag whatever, hashtag right. Am I right? It's like
this kind of goes into like the parts where like I don't like a lot of people my age a lot of the time.
That's what I'm saying. We made that popular.
Because it's just a lot of people don't seem to be stupid. Like again, like with an X, like that I had. she was just like, oh, I can't wait until we go to a party and all that stuff. And it's like, why do I have to go to a party? Like, why do I have to do anything at a party? I don't like parties because I don't like people my own age because I feel like they're, I don't know.
There's nothing to relate to anymore.
There's nothing really to relate to about them. It's like, oh, well, I go to school and all that stuff. It's like, come on, Wes, you have to go to a party and all that stuff. It's like, but I don't like parties. Because I like having my quiet life and all that shit. And I don't feel like I connect to people my own age is because, I don't know, I feel like you ever have that feeling where you feel like you're older than a lot of people in your same age range?
Yes.
And I know
it's because of how you think. It's your preferences. It's how you think, and it's just pretty much.
I know it's making me sound like a complete asshole, and I get that. I'm self-aware to know that this is sounding condescending as fuck, and I get that. I am sounding pretty fucking condescending. I know this about. I know how this fucking sounds, and it sounds fucking condescending. I'm not gonna use it to defend myself. It's very condescending to think of this way. How I feel. It is how I feel. I know it's condescending as fuck, and it's making me sound like a fucking asshole.
So what is it?
It's just like, I feel like people are fucking stupid. They don't think on shit.
Well, no. And see, yeah, I see what you're saying, because I get it too, because I think the same way. It's like, when you watch something or play something made today, sometimes you can get that sense of, okay, what were they thinking? Like, who the fuck would be stupid enough to make these decisions? And even when things look like they're evolving, sometimes it's like, sometimes they do it because they feel they have to. They've heard the outcry, so okay, I guess we'll do it.
Okay, fuck, fine, we'll do this
and it's
shit.
And it's not because they actually realize their mistakes, it's because they're like, they probably are aware of the fucking shit they're doing, but they don't care as long as it's
I feel like
the way they want
people
it.
don't have that self-awareness.
Where am I throwing this, by the way?
I don't know.
Okay. That did a thing, apparently.
Like, I think people today lack self-awareness.
Yes, they do.
They don't, and well, that's where I'm coming from. I'm self-aware to know that I can be a fucking idiot at times. And that there are things that I enjoy that are fucking stupid. But I'm self-aware enough to know that it's stupid, but I can acknowledge that it is stupid, but I like it for a certain reason. And I feel like people don't fucking have that certain capacity. That's the reason why I left my ex, is because I felt like she wasn't self-aware enough to realize that she had her own problems of her own, and that I couldn't help her in any way. Like, I can barely even keep track of my own life. How am I supposed to help someone that's life is just, like, completely, who feels like their life is completely down the shitter? I can't help you with that. You have to be self-aware enough to know where your problems lie.
Yeah. And again, going back to the entertainment industry too, it's like, I was gonna go with that. It's just that, I don't know. It feels very controlled. It
just feels like they play on
no effort.
They play on that fact that people do not have that self-awareness.
That
like,
people are
they don't
satisfied
know,
with the bare minimum and nothing else.
It's just like they don't know what the fuck they want.
Well,
like they're treated like idiots.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe it's our fault that they are kind of that way. They're stupid. I'm not saying that everybody's fucking idiot. Not everybody's a fucking idiot.
But
like people.
Majority speaks, and it seems like we just don't want to fucking change.
And it's like, we want the same shit, but why are we not happy with the same shit? Maybe because the same shit is fucking boring.
I mean, that's one of the biggest reasons as to why I don't watch films in theaters anymore. I used to love going to the theater and watching, like, if it was a sequel, if it was whatever, but it was ones that I mean, I still like
going to the theater, and I can sit down and watch a movie, but I'm critically thinking of what that movie is, because like I went to go see the 2017 Mummy, and if you guys know about that movie, it's a garbage movie. It's not a very good movie at all. Same with the Spider-Man Homecoming. I felt like that was a very lackluster movie.
Oh,
but I acknowledge that, yeah, it was very kind of lackluster. Yeah. But I went to go see that movie because that wasn't the main point of going to see that movie. It was just to, like, you know, just fuck around and waste time. and all that stuff. It's like, you know what, I'll go see this movie just because, whatever. And I feel like a lot of people share that kind of mindset. They just go see a fucking movie because.
Yeah.
And I can admit that I
Which
do
is
that.
whatever, but at the same time, it's like, do you really enjoy this, or are you just doing it because fucking...
Because there's nothing else to do, and I feel like
Which, at the same time, it's like, again, you can help what you like, whatever. But you realize we're getting more of the same shit because even when you think you're joking, you're still giving them your money. So they and they don't care if you're going to see it because, well, I just want to rip on it.
Oh my
Don't
god,
give them the
no!
satisfaction.
You'll like this. Like my brother asked me. It's like, oh, so did you get the new Call of Duty and all that stuff? And I was like, no, I don't play. And he asked me, why don't you play Call of Duty? Because I don't fucking want to play Call of Duty. I don't care for Call of Duty, so why should I buy a game I don't fucking care for?
Cause like even I only did that with like the retro stupid shit. Like I bought Bubsy after watching the JonTron review because I was like, it can't be that bad. How? Let me experience this. I need to experience this. And when I did, I was like, what the fuck? But it wasn't topical. It was a fucking 90s game. It wasn't topical, but it was like, there is a general curiosity to see something bad and.
Like with the example of The Room. Like, The Room is a bad movie, but it's such an interesting bad movie that it's interesting to see it because of the fact that it's
only topical. And it's only topical because it has a cult following, because of said hokiness and badness.
And even that, like, it's getting its own movie dedicated to it called The Disaster Artist.
The one he wanted to go see today.
I wanted to go see because that's generally interesting to me. It's not out yet, which I'm mad about.
That's funny.
But still, it's just like,
but yeah,
I wanted to go see that movie.
So I think
because it seemed like it was a generally interesting movie to go see.
Okay, hold on. What's happening here?
I think no. Yeah, no. Wait, you have to wait
before we move that back. Let's move this out of the way.
Yeah, move that there. Yeah. Stop.
Oh no! Oh, I did it! I saw it! Hold on! I'm sorry! I'm fucking sorry. Okay.
You fucked it up, Marcelo.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm half paying attention to this fucking game because I'm trying to.
No, okay. Well, because we're having an engaging conversation.
Yeah.
I get it. Sorry about that. But
dude, there we go. And then push this back.
But it's just like there are like, and I'm not gonna say there's not any originality left because there fucking is, and there are some really good games
and even
still being made
even
today.
When there are adaptations,
and some even really good companies that are still at work. Like if I don't think Marcelo knows this company. Do you know of CD Projekt Red?
I've heard of it.
They are a AAA game company. They are
what have they made?
They're responsible for the Witcher series.
Okay.
And they believe in like the proper expansions and all that stuff, and then still make like
DLC
Witcher
after the game.
Yeah, DLC after the game comes out that is full on like add stuff to the game.
Adds content, not like stupid bullshit.
Like adds a shit ton of content, like a true expansion.
Cool.
And a lot of other game developers do this. I know you don't like this game series. You don't like the Soul series, but it's a good game series. I know you don't personally care for it, but it's made by people that did have a vision and they did legitimately make good games out of it. It's games that you don't personally like, but you can appreciate for what they've done.
Yeah. I get it.
Like it's not your cup of tea, but it's a very good.
When there's purposes and shit, and there's biases, which I have already admitted that I have, and it's blatantly fucking obvious if I didn't admit it. But like, I can still see analytically when there's a passion project or when it's like we're just doing this because, like, what the fuck? We need money. So Souls, yeah, I'm saying like, just because I think whatever of it, that doesn't mean that I think it's like shit. Or whatever. Obviously, it's had an impact on the game industry, but like, I get it. Tune in next time. Oh, fucking 20 minutes! These conversations are getting really good, but they're making episodes very long.
Yeah.